Want to say hi, Evie?
Hi, Abby.
Hi, Abby.
Want to say hi, Max?
Hi, Max.
Do we have a couple of each? Yeah, you can take Okay, right now we're going to solve logarithmic equations. We've solved exponential. We're going to wrap up today with logarithmic. And so I want to bring your attention to this. If you had log base 2 of 2 to the x, what happens in that situation?
The 2 and 2 cancel.
And I'm left with just x, right? It also works if I have 2 to the log base 2 of x. Those are also inverse operations, and they cancel, leaving me with x. Okay? Everybody okay with that? Excellent. So in this situation, I want to solve for x. I don't divide by the log of 5. I don't multiply by the log of 5. I need to get rid of log base 5, though. How do I get rid of log base 5? Hint I just showed you. I'm going to create a base of 5 on both sides. Now, I know that seems odd. It should. You've never done that before. But look what happens if I create a base of 5. What am I left with on the left-hand side? Yep, just x. What am I left with on the right-hand side? 5. And you're done. Look at letter B. I have to get rid of log base 8. How do I get rid of log base 8? I create a base of 8. Notice if I create a base of 8 on the left-hand side, what remains is 3x minus 7. And on the right-hand side, I have 64. Now it's an easy equation, isn't it? I add the 7 to get 3x is equal to 64, or I'm sorry, 71. I get x is 71 over 3. What's your first step for letter C?
Subtract 2.
I subtract that 2. Right? Log base 2 of 4 minus x is equal to negative 1. What is my next step?
Base of 2.
Create a base of 2. Log base 2 and 2 cancel. I'm left with 4 minus x is equal to, what is 2 to the negative 1? 1/2. I'll write as 0.5. What should I do to both sides? Subtract my 4. Negative x equals negative 3.5. And divide by negative 1. X is positive 3.5. What's different about letter E?
Natural log.
You have a natural log, and we have an x squared. Let's see what happens. What do you want to do first?
Subtract 6.
Okay, we'll subtract our 6. 2 times the natural log of x squared minus 2 is equal to 3. Now, divide by 2. Natural log of x squared minus 2 is equal to 1.5. How do I get rid of a natural log? Create a base of E. E is a number. It's going to get rid of that. I've got x squared minus 2 is equal to, and on my calculator, I now need to calculate e to the 1.5 power. So that will be new for everybody. You take out your calculator, know that the e computation is part of the natural log piece. So instead of pressing natural log, we go second natural log, and e, then we go 1.5. I press enter, I get 4.481. Is that my answer? Nope, we add our 2. X squared is equal to 6.481. And then I square root both sides. X is equal to both positive and negative. I think I remember from last hour it's 2.545. Can anybody confirm that? So solving a logarithmic equation is not too bad, right? We'll move on to our last piece. We're going to get rid of letter B. And we're going to look at letters A, C, and D. What's different about these? All of them. They have multiple logarithms. You don't want multiple logarithms. You want one logarithm. How can I make letter A into one logarithm?
X over x plus 1.
Good. Log of x over x plus 1 is equal to dos, which is Spanish for 2. I don't have a base here. What is the base for log? 10 is the assumed base when it's not written. Good. I create a base of 10. I have x over x plus 1 is equal to, and 10 squared is 100. I'm going to write that over 1. This came up in your assignment today as well. I have x over x plus 1 is equal to 100 over 1. It's best to cross multiply in that situation. If I cross multiply, I get 100x plus 100 is equal to x. So I subtract the 100x to the other side, I get 100 is equal to negative 99x. So I divide by negative 99. X is negative 100 over 99. And all seems good and dandy, but that is not the case. Please recall over here, what happened at this problem? Why? Because you were trying to take the logarithm of a negative number. Can you take the logarithm of a negative? So we came up with a solution. If we were to plug this back in, notice how you end up taking the logarithm of a negative number. So therefore, this is extraneous. You don't have to write the word extraneous on the test. On a test, this would be worth 3 points for this problem. If you came up with negative 100 over 99, I give you 2.5. To get the full point, you would have to then say no solution, recognizing that it does not work if you plug it back in. Okay? That it does not work if you plug it back in. What about letter C? Right is a single logarithm, so natural log of what? What are you going to do with those two expressions?
Multiply.
Multiply them. And x plus 2 times x minus 2 is?
X squared minus 4.
X squared minus 4 is equal to 2. What do I do now to both sides? Base of e, excellent. And I get x squared plus 4 is, I'm sorry, x squared minus 4. I have not memorized e squared yet. I think it starts with a 7.
7.389.
Add the 4, x squared is equal to 11.389. And square root, we'll get x equal to 3.375. Okay, I wrote plus or minus. Do both of them work? Does one of them work, or does neither one work? Only one of them works. If you plug in the negative 3.375, notice it creates negative values for both those logarithms. Sir?
So do you still want us to answer with plus or minus then?
I would then, your final answer needs to be x equals 3.375. That is your answer.
So do we get partial credit for that one if we have plus or minus? Or
If you have plus or minus, I give you 2.5. You need to eliminate the negative in order to get your full credit.
What if we don't write plus or minus at all?
So if you just write the positive, I'm assuming that you know what's going on. But technically, like if this was, say, an AP exam, you would list both and say that the negative one is extraneous and then give that as a result. It's just that this problem doesn't come up on the AP exam, so I'm not going to, really focus on it. Try letter D on your own. Go. You can do it. Try something. Take a risk. Don't worry if you're wrong. We make mistakes all the time. That's the robotics team. Do we ever have a programming error?
Yeah.
Take another 15 seconds. Work through what you can. Sophie says, I'm going to get 4 or 5. All right, did you get log base 3 of 4x cubed is equal to 3? Did you get that in your problem at some point?
Yeah.
Recall that we moved the 2 up top here to get an x squared. When we multiply, we get 4x cubed. I want to get rid of the base of 3, so I create a base of 3 that way. And I get 4x cubed is equal to 27. Divide by 4, x cubed is equal to 27 divided by 4. I've got 6.75 out of that. A lot of people wonder how to take the cube root on your calculator. You got 2 options. My favorite way is to do 6.75 and raise it to the 1/3 power. So cube root is the same as the 1/3 power. Okay? Oh, this thing is really frustrating sometimes. And I press enter and I get 1.889. The other way to access cube root is to go to math and select cube root number 4. So the cube root of 6.75 again is 1.889. You are ready to finish this off. Your last lesson, the unit will be tomorrow. I will give you a study guide. Your test is next week, Wednesday. Okay?